Hey, what's up everybody? Matt Boyle here, and today I want to teach you how to use the Leitner Box. So first off, what is a Leitner Box? The Leitner Box is what we call a spaced repetition system. It can be used to memorize pretty much anything that needs memorization, any words or concepts, and you fill this box with flashcards, and people make their flashcards in a variety of ways. For whatever it is, whatever purposes they have. But the thing that makes it special is you don't have to study the same thing every day. Really, the only thing that you're studying every day are the words and the concepts that you keep forgetting or keep getting wrong. And the words and concepts, on the other hand, the words and the concepts that you get right, that you memorize rather quickly, or that you can remember well, those you will not see again until a few days later, and you don't have to test yourself on those cards for a few days. Okay, so what do you need to set up this box? Really, I think a shoebox can work. This is a pretty standard size shoebox, and I've been adding 5 vocabulary words to it every day for almost 2 months now, and it's getting pretty full. I took my cards out right now so you can just see what the box looks like empty, but it's actually starting to get pretty full in these sections here. So if you're thinking about adding, well, let's say some of the people who learn languages really fast, they may add between 15 and 30 words a day to this kind of box. So if you're really serious about it, I should think you would have a box maybe twice as long as this. Let's say it doesn't have to be very wide because we're just putting flashcards in there, but you might want it almost twice as long as that box is, because you're going to be putting a lot of cards in there over time. If you're someone like me who's doing it for a little more casually, let's say maybe no more than 5 or 7 cards a day, then I think a shoebox can work. And you'll find out for yourself what size works as the weeks pass. If you really need a bigger one, you can easily make a bigger one. So you got your box. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dividers in it, so that you'll have 8 slots, the first one being just for your extra materials. You've got your lid for your box to keep all your cards from spilling out so you can travel around with them as well and protect them. You've got a stack of blank cards. I think it's good to have a bunch of these ready to go so you don't have to worry about finding them or cutting them out, so that you can quickly make words every day and that won't be a hassle for you. You've got your marker, and then finally you've got your calendar. And I will post this calendar in the description of this video. So looking at this calendar, you can kind of get an idea how this is going to work. You can see this shows you which files you need to study on which day. So like on you'll see a number 1 on every day because you need to study whatever is in file number 1 every day. File number 2 is like every other day. File number 3 is roughly, I don't know, once a week, or maybe twice a week, and so on. Each time you go up a level, it will be a longer amount of time before you have to test yourself on your cards. So, but this is what you need to do this. Okay, so let's get into how you actually use this box. I've grabbed a couple of my own Chinese cards here that we can use for an example. So these are a few cards I made just today. Hats off to you if you can already read some of them. So I made these cards, and whenever you make some new cards on a given day, whatever you're studying, they're going to essentially be dropped into the level 1. So we put them in there. Now, every day you need to study and test yourself on whatever is in level 1. So you would pull these out, look at them, then check the answer, make sure you're right. And if you're right, then you get to move it up to level 2. If you get it wrong, then you're just going to drop it back into the pile, like I just did there. Again, test yourself. If you get it right, then you can move it up. And if cards are in level 1, you're going to keep checking yourself on these until you get them all right and move them all up to level 2. So that's how you do the level 1. Level 1's a little different from the other levels. Okay, so that's how level 1 works. Now let's say today that today is a level 2 day according to my calendar. Then I would take out level 2 and test myself. If I get them right, then they need to go up to level 3. And if I get them wrong, then I need to put them back down into level 1. Now, some of the days require you to pull out multiple files. But you're always going to start with the highest level first. So let's say today is telling me I need to do file 3 and file 1. That's what's on today's schedule. Okay, then I'm going to start with level 3. You always start with the highest level first. So I'll pull those out and test myself. If they're right, where did they go? Level 4, right? And if they're wrong, where do they go? So people have approached this in different ways. Some people use the Leitner box this way. They say if I get a card wrong, I'm only going to drop it down 1 level. Some people say if I get it wrong, I'm going to drop it all the way down to level 1. As for me, I'm taking the harder path for now. If I get them wrong, no matter where they are, I drop them all the way down to level 1. So let's say I got that one wrong. Okay, then that's going to skip number 2 and come all the way back to level 1. That's a harder way to do it. Okay, and this next one I get right, then it goes up to level 4. So I finished file 3, but you remember also today I was supposed to do file number 1. So after finishing file 3, so you see file 3 is emptied out now, I'm going to pull out number 1 and do number 1. So if I get them right, so we're at file number 1 now. So with file number 1, you do them all until you've gotten them all correctly and they move up to level 2. You just keep doing them and doing them. Level 1's a little bit different. Now, if you missed a day, let's say you were sick, or you didn't feel like studying, or you weren't at home, or you didn't have your box or whatever, that's okay. Do the day you missed first, and then do today's schedule. That's all. That's all you have to do to take care of that. Now, how many words you add every day is up to you. You can add as many words as you like every day. Now I want to show you what my Leitner box actually looks like right now. So let me pause the video and then I'm going to fill the files with my cards to show you what it looks like after I've done 51 days so far. So let me do that. Alright, so this is what my Leitner box looks like right now. And again, I added about 3 words a day on average, probably. And I've done 50 days. So I have about 150 words in this box. And as you can see, I've got them, they're kind of spread out. So I've got, here's file 1, 2, 3. There's nothing in file 4 right now. That happens sometimes, don't worry about that. And 5, 6, and I don't have any cards in 7 yet. And you can also see how the cards are kind of getting a little crowded in here. And this, again, this is about 150 cards. This is probably 125 cards right in there. So already it's getting a little full, and I wish my box was a little bit larger. But that's okay. If I can get them up to level 7, maybe I'll just take them out of this box. And, you know, they will have totally graduated and left my box, so to speak. So, and what I do is, I've got my cards there. Sometimes what I do is I throw my marker in there. I take a few blank cards, keep them ready in there, and I just fit my calendar right on the top. I check off the day every time I finish the day. Top goes on like this, and I just keep this handy somewhere in my room next to my computer. And Some days are longer than others, but on average I would say I spend about 15 minutes a day making some new cards and studying my files for the day. Now, if you're going to do somewhere in the realm of 10 to 30 cards a day, obviously it's going to take you more time. But I do enjoy the Leitner Box because I get to learn some new words every day. I don't have to keep studying the same words every day. And also I have this feeling that if I choose a word, make a card for it, and drop it in here, I am going to memorize it. In fact, I'm guaranteed to memorize that word as long as I adhere to the system and get it graduated to level 7. So that's a good feeling to have. When you make that card and drop it in, that feeling that that word's going to be locked in your brain case. If you found this video helpful today, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can also watch the second video I've prepared where I give some advanced tips and tricks for how to use the Leitner Box even more effectively. Thanks for watching.